Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mumtaz with ID number 12350300020 from class A. So in this video, I will discuss the translation assignment given by Mr. Dr. Andang Sayhu MPD and Mrs. Faruzus Natul Amkoria MA as the lecturer of the English to Indonesian translation course. So there is one from National Geographic website from the article Amazon Rainforest published on their website, and this article discuss about the Amazon rainforest is a vital ecosystem for Earth's climate balance, often referred to as the lungs of the world, for its ability to absorb carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. And protecting the Amazon rainforest is even more crucial amid ongoing climate change. And why I choose this paragraph is because it contains varied sentence structure and includes scientific and environmental terminology, present cultural concepts that require careful translation, has both concrete and abstract idea to translate, and the last reason is the subject matter is relevant and educational. So the first sentence is simple sentence. Then the method that I use for translate the sentence is the first is literal method. So the literal method is an approach that translates word by word or phrase by phrase while maintaining the original structure of the sentence as much as possible. So from the text, the Amazon rainforest is translated to hutan hujan Amazon. That's dark and clear. And then for word is a crucial ecosystem is translated to adalah ekosistem penting and that have same structure. So the second method is transposition technique. The transposition technique is used to chart the structure of a sentence in a source language to better suit the grammar and custom of the target language. In this translation, we see that the phrase that plays a vital role replaced to yang bermain peran vital. This is an example of transposition because we change the word order to make the sentence more natural in Indonesian. So that plays a vital role becomes yang bermain peran vital show a change in a structure from English to Indonesian. So the third method is modulation technique. Modulation technique is used to change the perspective or way of combining information to better suit the cultural context or habit of the target language. In this translation, stability is translated into stabilitas, which is a more common and easy understood equivalent in the Indonesian context. Earth's climate stability is translated into stabilitas iklim bumi, where stability is changed into stabilitas to give a more natural feel in Indonesian. So the second sentence is complex sentence, and the method that I use to translate this sentence is the first is communicative method. The communicative method focuses on conveying message clearly and effectively, so that the original meaning is maintained and easily understood by readers and the target language. In this translation, sentences are structured in such a way that the meaning remains the clear and easy to understand for Indonesian readers. So the second method is cultural equivalence technique. The cultural equivalence technique is used to translate terms or phrases that have a specific meaning in a particular cultural context. In this case, indigenous peoples is translated into masyarakat adat. The term masyarakat adat is more appropriate than familiar in Indonesian context and making it easier for readers to understand what the meaning of that word. And the third method is transposition technique. The transposition technique is used to change the structure of sentence to better and suit grammar and custom of the target language, as I was said before. And then for this word, there is in original sentence is and their traditional knowledge helps protect biodiversity. is translated as dan pengetahuan tradisional mereka membantu melindungi keanekaragaman hayati. Here, the word order and sentence structure are adjusted to be more natural in Indonesian. Okay, now we next to the third sentence. And the third sentence is compound sentence. And the method that I use to translate this sentence is the first is semantic method. And semantic method is focused on maintaining the context and original meaning of the sentence. In this translation, the meaning of original sentence is maintained and the information conveyed remains clear. And from the sentence, okay, next to the second method that I use is modulation technique. The modulation technique is used to change the perspective or way of combining information to better suit the cultural context or custom the target language, as I say before. So in this translation, the use of the terms conservation group and local communities are example of modulation that make the sentence more understandable to Indonesian readers. Conversation group is translated into kelompok konsultan, which is a term commonly used in environmental context in Indonesian. This makes the sentence more relevant and understandable to readers from Indonesia. And then the third technique that I use is reduction and amplification technique. Reduction and amplification technique are used to adjust technical terms or phrase that may not be immediately understood in the target language. In this translation, the term natural wonder is translated as keajaiban alam, which is a more familiar and understandable term for Indonesian readers. Thus, not only maintaining the meaning but also making it more interesting. So we next to the fourth sentence. And the fourth sentence is complex sentence. Then the technique that I use to translate this sentence is amplification technique. The amplification technique is used to explain technical terms or concepts that may not be immediately understood by the target language reader. In this sentence, new medicines is translated into obat-obatan baru, which is a more familiar and understandable term in the context of health and research. And then the word ecological relationship is translated into hubungan ekologi, which is also a term commonly used in environmental and biological contexts. So next to the method that I use for translate this sentence is transposition technique. So as I said before, the transposition technique is used to change the structure of a sentence to better suit the grammar and custom of the target language. So from this sentence, there is which scientists study to develop new medicine and understand ecological relationship. It's translated as yang dipelajari oleh para ilmuwan untuk mengembangkan obat-obatan baru dan memahami hubungan ekologis. Here, the sentence structure is changed to make it more natural in Indonesian by playing the subject para ilmuwan after the phrase describing yang dipelajari. Now we next to the fifth sentence, and the fifth sentence is complex sentence. And then the method that I use to translate this sentence is the first is modulation technique. As I said before, the modulation technique is used to change the perspective or way to combining information to better suit the cultural context or custom of the target language. So from the sentence, there is the term protecting the Amazon to menjaga keseimbangan global are examples of modulation that make sentence more relevant and understandable for Indonesian readers. Now, the second technique that I use to translate this sentence is transposition. As I said before, the transposition technique is used to change the sentence structure to better suit grammar and custom of the target language. And then from this sentence, that is, protecting the Amazon becomes increasingly important for maintaining global environmental balance. Is translated to melindungi Amazon menjadi semakin penting untuk menjaga keseimbangan lingkungan global. Here, the sentence structure is changed to make it more natural in Indonesian by placing the press melindungi Amazon in the beginning of the sentence. Okay, so based on the translation analysis of the Amazon rainforest paragraph, we can conclude that successful translation requires a careful combination of method and technique. The text contains various sentence types like simple, compound, and complex sentence, each requiring different translation approach, using literal translation for simple structure, equivalence method for complex sentence, and semantic approach for technical terms help maintaining the original meaning while ensuring natural flow in Indonesian. The main challenges included adapting scientific terminology, cultural terms, and complex sentence structure. However, the challenges were effectively addressed through techniques such as transposition, modulation, and cultural equivalence. And the final Indonesian translation successfully conveyed the message about Amazon rainforest conservation while maintaining readability and accuracy, and demonstrating that effective translation requires both technical skills and cultural understanding. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.